This one's actually kind of cool. This actually, I've got the next two here, um, kind of lead into our next section. And let me just pull those up real quick here. So, to explain these next two games and the overall uh, theme of this next collection, I want you to kind of get into a mindset here, all right? You're a young boy or a young girl, and you've got a Game Boy Color, and you have an N64 or a PlayStation, right? Or even a Dreamcast or a Saga. Those weren't really as common. But you're a young kid in the '90s, and you're playing your PlayStation. Your mom comes in and says, "Okay, time for us to go on vacation. Pack your bags." And you are playing your beloved PlayStation games. You're like, "But I want to take it with me. I want to play. I want to keep playing my PlayStation games." What game would you grab in your Game Boy? Would you grab a Mario game? Or would you want to play the games that you were just playing on your TV? Well, I have good news for you. You actually were able to play some of these games. This is the Double Trouble section. And there were many, many ports. There was a lot of shovelware. There's a lot of licensed schlock on the Game Boy Color. I have been meticulously going through every game that had a simultaneous release with a PlayStation, N64, Windows, or Saturn, or Dreamcast, or PS2, because there were some of those as well. And I picked out specifically the games that run nearly identical as their PlayStation or their console counterparts. So that's the theme here, all right? That's what we're going for. And the next one, it's another Australian game, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Get fired up here. This is a weird little game. You may have heard of before. You may not have if you're not a Tetris aficionado like myself. It's called Wetrix, and this was kind of one of those weird. '90s had a lot of what do you call it? I don't even know if I have Wetrix. Maybe it might be in the other folder. A deconstruction of the basic game of Tetris. There was Tetris Attack, Magic Tetris, Tetris Challenge, Hatris, Wordtris. There were a lot of Tetrises, right? Wetrix is kind of one of those, but sort of, but not really, right? It's a bit strange. We're going to see that in a minute. Because you're playing with shapes. You're doing it in a kind of weird way. But anyway, the cool thing about Wetrix, number one, it was an Australian-only release, which is unique, and that's kind of fitting our European theme. And the other thing is that it's actually a pretty faithful um, port of the console game. And a big caveat before we begin, I want to emphasize this. I unfortunately cannot show the regular console footage side by side because anything I do will obviously sink the ship, right? That's not really something we want. We don't want the stream to reduce itself down to 3 frames per second or just completely crash the computer like it's been prone to do lately. So you're going to have to take my word for that. These games that I found they are not only functioning in a very similar or identical capacity. So if it's a puzzle game, it plays like a puzzle game in the same format. If it's a first-person shooter, you're going to play it like a first-person shooter. You know, I'm not talking about these games where they are like a racing game and then they become like a top-down racing game. Like you'll see some of the examples that I was able to pull out because there are some actual examples on the Game Boy Color. All right, so this is Wetrix, and it plays pretty much like I wanna. I'm not gonna call this a graphical downgrade because just a lot of it's missing. You know, like obviously some graphics just aren't here because the console game looks very nice. And had a very cool background and all that stuff. So the premise is, I think you're building. It's like three-dimensional Tetris, and you're kind of watching the floor get built up rather than like a column or a row. And you can layer your shapes on top of each other to get bigger ones. I guess that's something. Okay, so let's go down. I don't know what this is. Things are happening here. I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, I see. The water's filling. Okay. So are we supposed to be building up? Very confused about this actually. Where does it want the water? One on the ground? Or on the blocks? This is good. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Level up. That's good. Apparently I'm doing something, I guess. Apparently I lost. I guess. Okay. So that's Wetrix. It looks much nicer on the console, but you can actually play it if you so. Okay. Let's move right along, because I am rapidly running out of fucking steam. We got another one that was a European release and also a pretty faithful uh, version of its console phone. Here we go. Taxi 3. Euro core for a Euro game. And there was a lot of racing games on the Game Boy Color, but I picked out two tonight because of this. Look how cool this is. And it gets even better. Watch this. This is one of the few games on the Game Boy Color that controls and plays like this. This over the over shoulder third person. And this is pretty much how the game plays on the PlayStation, sans the much nicer graphics. So I have to keep those off. They keep losing control. This is why you should never drive while sleeping. Oh shit. It's French. Oui. Oui, oui. Pretty fun game. Not really sure where I'm going or what I'm supposed to be doing. Am I actually attacking or am I just racing around under the premise that I'm attacking? Stop. Oh, did I get caught? I think I got caught. Oh, okay. So that's Taxi 3. And that brings us into our Double Trouble in Earnest. And now I want to show you another racing game I've got. And I'm tickled pink with these. Again, these are the best. These are the ones that work the best for me. Cruising Exotica. I know what you're thinking. This is an arcade game, right? But look at this. Look at this. Just like Taxi 3, it's an over-the-shoulder racing game. So instead of compromising, they just gave you the fucking game. And obviously, it's not going to run nearly as good as the arcade or even a PlayStation or N64 versions. But, you know, if you were stuck in a car ride and you were just really thinking about that cruise in an Exotica Arcades cabinet at your local Pizza King or what have you, this probably be pretty good about keeping you occupied for a little bit of time. It's nice. Again, this is one of those games that controls really nice. It looks amazing for a Game Boy Color game. Again, this is a game where this is not a GBA game. This is a Game Boy Color game. Oh, get you. Oops. Whoa. I just kind of kept falling asleep when I stopped playing. Okay, but that's Cruising. I like that game. It looks nice. You know, a little bit crunchily, but hey, you know what? They managed to make something that really looked like the arcade cabinet. Okay, so let's move on to this one. Bust a Move 4. Again, it's Crawfish, our old friends. So, if you've never seen Puzzle Bobble, this is it. It's overall pretty basic, pretty bare bones. Oh, Jesus. Oops. Haha. Oops. Uh, oh, that shite. Oops. Uh, I keep falling asleep. Even though this is pretty fun. I mean, it's puzzle bobble or I forget what it's called. There's another name for it in Japan. Okay, so sorry. That was busted move. I don't know why I couldn't stay awake for that one. But it's pretty much, it's busted move. This one was the share the release with the console, obviously. That particular one. There is busted move Millennium, which actually is a Game Boy exclusive, and it looks nice. Um, so got a few more, and then I think we're good for the night. Let's do this one. Fuck. Ubisoft is a great sign of things to come, right? It's Rayman. There we go. Oh, that's good. That's good music. I like it. So there's a plot of some kind. I guess skip it because it's Rayman. We're just here to enjoy this. We're really getting spoiled for good platformers in the late 90s here, weren't we? So you can throw your hands, you can hover. And the graphics aren't as good, obviously, on this as like a PlayStation, but hey, you can play Rayman as a platformer on your Game Boy, and generally have a pretty good experience. Look at him go. I never really played many Raymans. It's kind of a mascot. I just kind of, didn't really have any interest in. It should also be stated there's a Rayman game before this one too. I figure I would go with the most advanced for the time. Oh, yes. Oh god. Not sure what exactly I'm picking up. What? I just lost all my progress. It's another good platformer that has tight controls, looks great, good bopping soundtrack. I like them. Just some good games. Hell, I might go find this one. I think I wouldn't mind owning most of these games, but this would take you like load it up, take it with me on car ride one time. This thing. Your man kind of reminds you of Tony Jones a little bit. You know that? Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, we're falling. I don't even know where I am anymore. Why I can't grab this ledge. There we go. There we go. I just can't get it. Ah, just won't let me grab it. There we go. And we made it. Kind of wonder if there's only one track in the whole game. I hope not. It's good music. Just hopefully there's another one. I'm sure there is. Oh, almost made it. Oh. Okay. Evidently we're not waterproof. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's a wall, apparently. I don't know what these things are. Just orbs to ponder, I guess. Oh no! God damn it. Game gives you some tools, but you still gotta be mindful of what's going on, otherwise you end up in the drink. Oh my god, like that. Ah! Uh, the only thing I found so far is sometimes the collision detection on the edge, like the ledges, is very spotty. This thing kind of reminds me of a cupcake. God damn it. It's a game over. Okay. But yeah, that's Rayman 2. A very nice little platformer that plays very similar to its PlayStation counterpart. Alright. Got three more. Let's do this one next. Some of you know what this is already. Some of you can read what's on, obviously, on the damn title, but it's Grand Theft Auto 2. This one's kind of low-hanging fruit. But, in general, it does in fact play just like the PlayStation game. So obviously this does not look like uh, Grand Theft Auto 3. Much like the first couple installments of Fallout look a lot different than Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas. I have a machine gun. Cool. Grand Theft Auto looks pretty different from what it eventually became. Which isn't a bad thing. It's kind of hard to tell what you're doing here, you know? Like, I'm not entirely sure what my goal is yet. I guess I can shoot this guy, since he looks like me. Bazooka. Let's shoot a... Oh no, killed. That's funny. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the goal is here. Oh, we have a car. Okay. My car. Well, this is a very fast car. Holy shit. Too bad I can't reverse. Looks like you can only take one at a time, too. Yeah. Let's run some people over, right? It's Grand Theft Auto. Wouldn't be GTA without some vehicular homicide. A shotgun? I don't know what that is, actually. Oh, no. It got busted. How the hell are you supposed to tell who's who here? And why is suddenly we have a different menu? Oh, we should get out of here. Oh, that's how. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so that's a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 2. It's, I could use some music, I think, but you know, it's kind of there. Um, I think we're only going to do one more. Lots of fart music on that one. Um, no, we'll do a couple. We'll do both. So next one, some may know, some may not. It's an interesting game because while most of these games were like arcades or racers or platformers, this is an adventure game that shares a PlayStation release, and it actually does a little bit okay with how it goes. Oh, I probably should be. There we go. Alone in the Dark, the new nightmare. Spooky. Do 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 do. We're gonna skip the plot because we're on a time crunch and I'm rapidly falling asleep. Okay. Oh my god. So this game actually makes a genuine, honest to god attempt at a fixed camera 3D plane by simply shrinking the player sprite as he moves towards it. That's kind of fun. Obviously, this isn't real 3D, but it does a really good job of making it seem like it is. Very spooky. And I have to say, I do have this on my Game Boy, I think, or I did at some point. Oh, hey, there's a shooting section. Yeah, fuck them kids. It is incredibly hard to figure out what the hell's going on, so I would recommend playing this on emulator. That will definitely help you out because it is a pretty game. It's definitely trying to do the 3D. How we got that? What the heck? All right, we need to select the key. Though. Oh, it's the wrong key. Oh, spooky. So I'm the one outside the window. Where did we go? Pretty easy to get turned around in here, too. So anyway, that's Alone in the Dark. It's interesting. It's unique, and it's a bold attempt to do something that PlayStation was doing. All right, we got one more, and it's one of a series that, if you grew up in the 2000s, the early 2000s, you're gonna remember this picture because it was on everything, everywhere, all the time. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Back in the early 2000s, they were like two big, ambiguously omnipresent things: The Sims and Tony Hawk. Now, obviously, this one's cheating just a little bit because you're not really playing the same way. Ooh. Um, you're not really playing the same way as the PlayStation games, obviously. There we go. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, you can pick up some speed. Oh man, that was gonna be such a good move. Trying to figure out how to change directions. I want to go to another location in here. Okay. And that was just a little bit of Tony Hawk. You know, again, wasn't trying to compete with the PlayStation game, but it was ambitious in that, kind of like Alone in the Dark, it was trying to uh, mimic what a 3D game was. You know, almost like a little bit of a cargo cult kind of deal. And I believe, look at my list here. Yeah, that's it. That's all the games I've got for you tonight for both European Euro games and Double Trouble, or whatever I call it. So, thank you very much for joining me. I apologize again if I dozed off on one of your favorite games. Please chew me out when this goes to YouTube, um, so I will know to give it a better shot. If you want to see one of these games on a longer playthrough, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Um, yeah. I am going to bed. 'Cause it is very long day for me. Tomorrow is our finale. We get to play some of those games that I wanted to play in the original showcase, but just didn't have space for. It's going to be a bit longer. I think we're going to give each game about 20 minutes, so it's going to be a shorter list. And, oh gosh, each game's going to get a little bit more time, so we can really kind of get into it nice and quick. So, I'll see you then, and then after that, it's October. Hooray. Good night, guys.